Hello everybody, this is Sonya. I am here. Look, here's me. I've got my laptop here because I wanted to start to answer some of the questions that you have asked me for my challenge. I can't do a face video because I'm just not in a very good mood today. I had a terrible time with my cat and I'm just... it's like Christmas again for me. But anyway, so I'm just going to go down these because I can't write them out because there's a really lot. I've got 90 comments. Some of the questions are the same and some of them are just like, some people didn't ask questions, but some are the same. So I'm going to try and see how many I can do anyway in the next 15 minutes or so I don't bore you for too long, and then I'll do another video or whatever. See how I go anyway. So the first one here, which I will put a little heart next to each one as I answer so I know whether I've done it. And the first person here was Diane KY, and she asked me what is a subby, and the person answered her by saying that is a subscriber to your channel. So, but I still will answer her question. It's somebody who subscribes to your channel, and it's a short version of saying that. So we say subby, so that's being a subscriber. Okay, now Susan JERRELL Gerald asked me, let me see, what I've wondered is, did you learn craft and sewing from your mother or your grandmother? Well, actually I did not. My mother was a seamstress, and she was for all that I know, forever that I know of, that she always did sewing for people and us, and I refused to learn. I did not want to learn. I did not want her to show me. I rebelled against that so much. And I guess what I've learnt, I did because I did do classes over the years, different classes. I've done a class in teaching needlecraft skills. I've done a class in millinery. I've done a class in graphic design and technology. So I've had a few classes, but this is not until later in life. I didn't start really getting onto these sort of things until about 30 years ago. Anyway, I taught myself a lot of stuff by sitting on the front veranda at home with a pattern and whatever I needed, like for knitting or crocheting or whatever, and do it myself, because I was one of those people that I wasn't really that being rebellious. I guess I was just saying, well, I can do it myself, and I could. I just let myself out. Anyway, that's that for that answer. So sorry about that if I went on a bit too much. It says this lady is Trina Boynton, and she said, I love your beautiful work, always watch your videos. How long have you been making junk journals? Not very long. I have not been making junk. I've made about 6, maybe 6. Started, where are we now? The end of the year. I could have started at the beginning of the year because I'm a bit slow. Maybe 6 months I might say, okay? Anyway, I need to put a little heart next to these, don't I, when I answer them? Okay. This is from Rosalind Francis, and she's asking me, my question to you is, do you have an email address? Could I show you my craft photos? Yes, I do have an email address, and I think I put that up here. Did I put that up here? No, I didn't. I will put my email address at the top of this video. She said she sold all her craft friends to watch me as well, so that's really good of you. Thank you very much. I also always watch your videos and will definitely share them. Okay, so she just wished us all a Merry Christmas. That was her question, is do I have an email address? And I will definitely put that in there, up in the description box. Wendy Mason. Wendy said to me, and I read this like I've read a lot of them earlier, but some of them I'm just seeing now. I often wonder how crafters' hubbies feel about their wife's creativity. What does Jeremy, that's my husband, sorry, don't know how to spell it, think about you crafting, and is he supportive? Well, yes, he is. Very supportive, and he really likes what I do. He, I have the... I'm very, very lucky. He's a really good man. He likes to do gardening and stuff like that, and he's very passionate about his things, and he understands that I'm passionate about mine. A few times when we were first learning, oh well, not at first, but when we were on the video on the laptop, he'd get upset because he thought he'd actually deleted my things, and I said, well, you can't delete it because it's just there for always, you know. Don't know what he thought he did, but when he was learning like to use a computer, you know, and he gets so upset. But no, he's very, very good. He always buys me stuff for Christmas to do with crafting. He knows. The only thing that he doesn't support is he will not help me clean it up. And that's fair enough. If I make a mess, you clean it up yourself, you know, like, yeah. I mean, he vacuums every Wednesday. Probably he's back there Thursday. I'm not a very good wife. He's a really good husband, Wendy, so he does support what I do, and he's, yeah, which is really good. Occasionally, when actually, sometimes he used to get a bit funny and go, oh dear, come on, what are you going to do, all this mess you got there? And then I tell him it's not mess, it's what I do, it's, you know, where we live. And I guess he got used to seeing it, you know. He'd be really upset if I wasn't doing it, I'm sure he would. He'd think there was something wrong. Okay, so that's your answer to that, Wendy, thank you. Where do I get all my brilliant ideas and inspiration? Well, sometimes I find them, if I look, I don't really actually look. I have for things on purpose. I see things in lots of stuff that I buy. I see things in the world. I've found, like, after I started going to TAFE and learn about all sorts of things, especially when I went to do the design and technology thing, the fashion design technology, I realised how things go together more, and how people, if you go up the street and you look at people and you think, oh dear, that person didn't think about what they were putting on when they got dressed, you know. And that was really weird because I didn't even consider these things once. And that's the same with everything that you do and you put together. I hope this is answering this properly, but I just, honestly, some things just come out of me hands. Some things I can sit there and think about forever, and like for so long, and then you can't do it. It doesn't matter how much you try, it won't work for me. You know, I'm thinking, oh, I can make this, and I'd go, you know, but other things, you know, you just do it and it works. You just do it. Sorry, I don't have a better answer there than that, Sandy. I do. Thank you so much for your question. This is from Mary Hill, and her question to me is, do I knit or crochet? Yes, I do both. I started knitting from, I can't remember when I learned to knit. It was for always. I went when I was only a small child. My mother must have taught me how, or Nana. And when I was about 15, the butcher's wife that had a shop next door to a little shop my mum had, she taught me how to crochet when I was 15. So that was a few years back now. That was many, many years back. So yes, I do both of those. Thank you. And Aunt Beck's creations. Now, Becky, yes, I do put up a Christmas tree. There's your question. Do I put up a... Yes, I do. And yes, the cat does take it down. He did take it down this morning. He has been banished to the other end of the house. He's not one of my popular friends today. And yes, I do. I did have a really big Christmas tree, but I had to take it down because it was too hard to put up again after he pulled it down. So we have a small one now. I have a Christmas tree, a sleigh, reindeers, and a train. A Christmas train. And I have a very small house, so it's a little bit, you know, but I'll show video of that later. So thank you, Amy, for that. Thank you. Oh, Becky, sorry. Okay, so Angel Scott asked me a question is, how is my little kitty? Well, I just answered that. He's been banished because he's a very naughty boy today. He insists on taking that tree down. He actually got up and was nearly in the reindeer sleigh, so no, he's all right. he's gorgeous. We love him, little rotter. Now, Janice Turner, my question to you is, where do you get all your beautiful laces? I love that fabric and everything. Well, I must say that a lot of my beautiful laces have been gifted to me by a lot of really nice people. I don't think I've ever bought, or have bought some online from AliExpress, but majority of what I've got has been gifted to me. Or I do get some off of clothing, like second-hand clothing and things like that, and fabric as well. But I mostly buy that second-hand too, but it's always like it's new, the fabric, not been used, or I can pull apart some sort of clothing or other. But that's where I get it from, and a lot of really nice ladies have sent me beautiful laces, so therefore that's where I've got them from. So thank you, Janice, for that. Susan Freeman. Hello, Susan. How are you? Very nice lady, Susan, and there's well, all yous are. Don't think not. What a great gift, Sonya. My question is, when did you start doing embroidery? Okay. I started doing embroidery way back when I was only young, at school probably. I thought when I started my course where I did the needlecraft skills thing that I knew about embroidery, you know, like the basic things, but you know what, there's heaps and hundreds of stitches and things that there to learn, but I have actually learnt to do, or taught myself. I've just persevered over the years, but I just go and have a go. We can do embroidery, ribbon embroidery, wool embroidery. I love krill embroidery. I've done cross stitch, not a big fan of cross stitch because I can't, it doesn't hold my interest. My favourite form of embroidery would be stump work, which is a 3D one, so I've probably showed you different things that I've done with that in the past. Thank you, Susan, for your question. The next one is from Linda Matzke. Sorry, I cannot say your name properly. How long have I been creating and how did you get started? I reckon that I started probably when I was, well, myself personally, like, I started when I was about 19 or 20, I think. And I started, like I said, by sitting down and working my way through patterns and different things to put things together, and that's when I got started. So thank you, Linda, for that. And that's a long time. 43 years probably. Okay. So June Holbrook says, do you prefer paper crafting or the other crafts you do? I really do like paper crafting. It's a challenge to me for some reason, and I find it, I don't know why, I do find it a little bit tricky. I don't know why, because if you give me some cotton or some fabric, I'm good, I'm right, but I do enjoy both, and I must say, but I can handle the material and the cotton a lot easier than I can the paper. Okay, so thank you, June, for that. This lady is Divine Lady Cataline, and her thing is, congratulations. I'm not surprised, as you are joy to watch and learn stuff. When did you become interested in making things? Well, I did, like I said, when I was only young, so Maybe maybe I've done more in the last 30-something years, 30-odd years. I've done more than what I did earlier because I was actually I've been raising children, you see, so I probably did start about 30 years ago. Connie Munro, hi Sonia, I would like to know, of all your crafting, what is your favourite? What is my favourite craft to do? I'd say embroidery. I'd say the embroidery is the favourite thing to do. I can just pick it up. I just love doing embroidery. I do. Donna, I'm sorry I can't say your name, Leaudais. Merry Christmas. It's nice to hear your Aussie voice. How do you wash vintage laces? You know what? I don't wash them. My husband does. I said, just put them on. He puts them in the washing machine on a. Just depends how old they are, though, because if they're really old, I don't even attempt that. But if they're just like, you know, old, we just put them in a warm, slow wash on the machine, and they come out just fine. But that's not saying, you know, that you should do that, because I guess if I've got a few bits to do, he will do it for me, put it in the washing machine, and then hang them out and bring them in. He has been washing my bits and pieces there for me for a long time, because for 4 or 5 years, because he's been my carer. So that's, I mean, he doesn't have to, but I've also done them by hand in some. I actually washed them in hand liquid soap, so, you know, it didn't seem to affect them in any way. Only thing I did one time was I accidentally put, not accidentally, I put a coloured one in with a white one into some cleaning product that I had for getting the, you know, stains out, and it took the colour out of the coloured one, turned it light and put it into the other one, which was really weird, but it wasn't actually an antique, it was older lace. But don't do that, just use some nice warm water, do it by hand. Like I said, I just put some of that hand wash, you know, the liquid stuff that you buy, that I just used over the bathroom sink. I just put some of that in there and just wash that, do it like that. And that seems to work okay, but if it's really old, you know, you've got to be really careful. So, and if it's really old, you probably want to leave it like it is anyway. Just depends, you know. But anyway, so thank you, Donna. And now for Marcia Jared. Love all the videos and hearing what's happening in your life. Yeah, I do tend to say. Thank you very much for this nice comment. That's very kind of you. What is your one special craft you've ever made? Now, I read that the other day, and I thought about that a while. And when you say special craft, the one thing that I did, and I don't know whether this was because I was just a naughty child or what, well, I don't know, but I made this really nice picture, and it was of a lady in her swimmers and a little man, and he had his swimmers on, and she was a big busted lady, and it was actually done in applique. And if I can fish it out, I will show you. But I did it while I was still doing my course in needlecraft skills, and my mother hated it. She absolutely hated it. She said, you can't put that in the show. So I did. Not because she said I couldn't, that was what I was doing with it, because our teacher encouraged us to do that. And, you know, she thought it was really bad. And I got her highly commended for that. And I was so proud. I was so proud of that piece of work, because I think I did a really good job. And the teacher, the head of the teaching department in that part of it, come through there one day and said, now who's responsible for this? She was talking about my piece of work. And I put my hand up and I said, oh, that was me. And she said how great it was and how good the whole thing looked by, you know, all the things that I'd done with it. So I was really, really pleased with myself about that. So I think that, not, you know, I've made some other stuff in that sense, but I had so much, I don't know. It was really good, that piece of work. I'll have to show it to you, I really will. I'll have to get Jeremy to get the box down. We'll have a look, okay? So thank you very much, Marcia, for that. That was my special piece. The next one is from Anita Mitchell, and she just hasn't got a question. That's okay, Anita. And the next one is from Julie Derry, and her question to me is, I remember, what was your first video here on YouTube? Well, my first video I ever did, it was putting a zipper in a piece of paper that I did for a journal that I was making. And I should have went and found that, so I could have put it up there for you, but that's what it was. I put a zipper on a piece of paper and opened it, and that was my first video. I was shaken and I was absolutely petrified when I was doing it. It was the only one in the room, but that's what it was. I do remember that very plainly. Okay, thank you, Julie. And the lady said Merry Christmas to me here, Anita Mitchell. Again, that's good, Anita. Sherry Patterson, love this giveaway. So many beautiful things. What size needle is best to sew in the signature? I'm in the USA. Well, everybody is different. Look here, somebody's answered this. Maybe they haven't. Maybe this is just somebody just asked me how was I feeling. I don't feel too bad. I'm pretty good, thank you. So other people have actually put things underneath. Anyway, back to the needle thing. Well, it just depends on yourself and what size thread you're going to be putting through there. You need to have something that's got a good size eye in it, because you're going to have to put a piece. The thread that you'll put through there will probably be a piece of crochet thread or a piece of, I don't, oh dear, I've hit the camera now. I wonder if that's still on the right thing. I don't even have the right thing here in front of me, you know. I should have done that. Everybody will use a different size thing. Some people use a tapestry needle because it's got no point on the end of it, and it's got a big eye, and you need that eye so you can fit that piece of thread. If you can fit your string through the eye and them all sort of be the same size, that's what you sort of need to use. So if you can get yourself a big tapestry needle, after you've made your hole with your awl, then you can use that to push it through there. So a large tapestry needle is what you need to find to do that with, because then you will not make a new hole. Hopefully you will just put it through the hole that you've already made. Okay. How am I feeling? Well, I feel pretty good, except for the cat today. It's upset me, and I've answered that one. Do you like working with vellum? Well, you know what? I had a go at that. And I actually took it out of the book. This lady said she's not, she's fine. Sharon McCornrock. Sorry, I can't say that properly. And a VR is what you actually do, a video response, where you put up a video to respond to whatever somebody's making, and just say, well, Sonia's doing this, you know, today, righto. That's what a VR is. That made a lot of sense, didn't it? VR used to be a thing on here where you could actually go on there and click it on there, then you could do the VR, but now people just actually either write on a piece of paper or do a nice spread of to say so-and-so's doing this and that and the other on their channel, you know. So that's what a VR is, and it doesn't matter if you didn't get to do one, because it's not necessary. Somebody said video response. Well, that's what it is. So zero tolerance, that person was that said that. The vellum, no, I'm not a big fan. I really don't. I must say I don't really like it. I'm not a big fan. I suppose it just depends on whether you're patient enough or not. I have somewhat tried to use it. When I put something on, you could see it through the other side, then I couldn't cover the other side. So it's okay just to put there, I suppose, and just in between the pages. Okay? But anyway, so thank you, Sharon. That was, I hope that was a good answer. Teresa Creations. What's my favourite kind of crafting? Well, I would say anything to do with embroidery, I think. Although I've changed a bit now too. I'm really getting it. Well, at this time I'm really keen on junk journals. Really love making journals, I do. Okay, Teresa, so this one is for Beatty, and so she is just congratulating me and hoping that wishing my family a Merry Christmas. Thank you very much, Beatty. And Vicky Bell, please don't the lady doesn't want to be included. Vicky doesn't want to be included. I don't think she asked a question there. No. Creative Class Closet, Jane Marge, and what's the best project I think I ever made? Well, I guess I answered that before when I said that I really did like that little applique. It wasn't a little, actually, it was a wall hanging. So I really did like that. Okay, so thank you for that. Amy, who is Aljon, and did she ask me a question? Talking about, was my father creative as well? Well, he was a mechanic. I didn't sort of know him that well because I grew up without a father because that was family issues for my mother. But as far as I was concerned, he was a really nice man. He was a mechanic. And I know that a lot of my family and my mother's side are very creative people. You know, like I had an uncle that made his own guitars. And he sang. Her auntie sewed. She had come from a big family. My grandmother did lots of beautiful things. So, and my father, well, as far as being creative, I suppose he did do stuff, you know. But anyway, why don't you put a link to your Etsy shop? I do sometimes, but I haven't got any much in there, so I suppose I'll put a link to my Etsy shop if you want me to. I don't think of it, you know. When I'm putting these videos up, there's always something going on around me, but I forget to do that, so I must do that because I don't have a lot of things in there. So I will put it up there. Thank you, Teresa. And the Cockney Crafter. It's a lovely prize. I'll make a VR. Okay, thank you. No question. And this one here, I think this is Krista Neal, isn't it? Is that you, Krista? I think it could be. Congratulations, Sonya. Oh, well, oh, 8,000. I think I'll go down to earth. Your videos are down to earth and laughter, inspiration throw in. That's what I like about you, and of course your artistic crafting. My question to you: out of all the talent you have, what is the one that you can, the one that can give you hair-raising moments more than others? Paper crafting. Oh dear, yes, is that it? Paper crafting. I definitely get hair-raising moments with paper crafting. I never ever used glue before much in my life. Oh, well, that's not true. I used it if I was doing anything with the kids or anything, but as far as glue on anything, there was no glue on anything, like especially, you know, fabric that we just did not glue. And then I realised too that this is okay. I mean, things are made with glue. Everything, lots of things in the world are made with glue, and it's okay to use glue. And I do have a terrible time with glue, but I imagine glue and paper crafting is probably my worst things are. So she says how she likes the little journal that I've made. Thank you very much, Krista. That's very kind of you. Very kind of you. And this one is from Stella Bar, and she has... Now, I've been on here for half an hour, and it didn't take me long just to say all these things. I hope if you want to keep watching, okay, I'll keep going. just a little while longer, eh? So, congratulations on the subby count. Well, 8,000 subbies. I do not do VRs, but am happy to share for my entire life. For my entire life. What I can remember, I have been doing art and crafts. Well, that I can remember, absolutely feel peaceful in creating something. So do I. If you could do just one craft from now on, what would it be? I think I think I'd really just... Why would I only be doing one? I know, I can't. I don't think I can. No, you can't do that to me. I mean, don't take it all away. Well, I don't know. If I only had the choice, if I only really had the choice, I'd go with journaling, you know, because you can have beads in it, material, paper. I'd be really tricky with this. You can still keep your wool. You know, you can have everything in that, okay? So that's what I'd go with. All right, now I'm cheating, but I couldn't help it. I just couldn't get rid of some of it. Do you prefer making your gypsy journal to you? Her name is Rayleigh Kail, I think. Rayleigh, R-A-K-A-I-L. Congratulations, Sonya, a wonderful milestone. Been a subby for a while now. I know you people don't meet as much because you don't always put up a high, you know. But it's nice to see you all saying a few things. Anyway, do I prefer making my gypsy journals or other junk journals? Well, I honestly really do enjoy the gypsy one when I get myself to it. For some reason, it's really weird, you know. I have this thing as when I finish it, it's done, and then I feel like it's gone from me, you know. So when I'm making a lot of things, it takes me a long time. When I start to get to the end of it, I sort of stop a bit and slow down, and I don't know why that is, but I feel like it's finished and then it's gone away from me. I've done that now, you know, because I really am taking a long time to do that gypsy journal, aren't I? And I do enjoy doing it, yes, definitely. But I do like the junk one. I don't think I've ever made a junk journal. I've done journals with stuff in them, like junky bits, but never really gone to the junky part, and I really want to try that. I'm going to make it out of stuff that's nothing is new, it's all junk, second-hand-ish, okay? Because I don't think I've ever done that. Well, everything I make, I've got something, well, it started out new, and, well, you know what I mean? Well, I hope you do. But I might try that. I might do a craft with me and we'll make a journal out of just junk. And I will finish my gypsy journal. You wait for it. Okay, so thank you very much, Rayleigh, for that. Hi there, congratulations on your 8,000 subbies, girl. This is welcome to One Peaceful Mind. How did you learn to make so many pretty things is my question. Well, I just do it. I mean so many pretty things. I guess when I was doing things for the show, I did a lot of stuff, but we stuck to the same things over and over again, sort of thing. And there was rules, and you know, there is now too, of course. And I must say that I've always been persistent in you must fix it and it's got to be right, and therefore I think I've got to making stuff because I'm going away from the criteria of a lot of different things, you know. You could, if you understand, I couldn't do, you couldn't make a junk journal because it's got glue in it and stuff, I guess. You couldn't put it in a different section. Our schedule is very limited, so I was very limited, and now I feel I can do many different things, and I try to. I just really enjoy doing it, and I'm really pleased that people have watched some of my older videos too, because I did a lot of different things back years ago, But anyway, I can redo any of them. Now, what is my favourite food, Jan? You want to know my favourite food? Is anything... I love curried chicken and curried prawns, but I do it myself. I don't mind the Chinese one, but I haven't found one here that I can... I feel I want to make it my own self, you know. That's what I do, and I do love those two things. Not hot curry, but that's what my favourite things would be. Carol Bogdan. Now, what do you think is enough? Hang on. Hi Sonya, I can't say that, Canada. I would love to be in a giveaway. Watch all your videos. Congratulations, because the slow stitching video, I put together 6 pages of blue-green colour and bought 90 balls of pearl cotton and 10 balls of, what? 90 balls of pearl cotton and 10 balls of pearl cotton shimmer. Do you think I have enough colours to choose from? Yeah. I do, thank you. Wow, well that should be fun. I hope you enjoy that then, Carol, because I think it would be good fun, yes. Avril, how are you? She says, wow, congratulations, Sonya. Crafty Cat, I just found you through Wendy Mason, but I do plan to stay. Thank you very much. 8,000 subscribers, congratulations. What is your favourite media to use when crafting? I have many, but my favourite is paper. Yeah, well, my favourite thing to use is paper. I do like paper. Fabric. I've got 2. Can I have 2, please? Thank you. I do like... I love pictures. So that's the thing. My favourite media, well, yeah. Well, we might go with the paper, okay? For now, alright? That's for now. I change, you know. Congratulations. What would you like most for Christmas? I think it's already under the Christmas tree. I wanted a little guillotine. A little guillotine I did for paper crafting. Mary, I think I got that. I think I did. Yeah, I think I might have got that. Because I actually ordered it myself. And because hubby said to buy something, so I wanted a guillotine. That's what I wanted most for Christmas. I always say to the kids, no fighting, you just quiet, peace and quiet's all I want, you know. So that was what I asked for. But anyway, congratulations again. Is there anyone or anything that most inspires you to your crafting? Well, when I say that, let me see. There's a lot of people out there that I have got inspiration from. Roxy Car 11, I really loved her channel. I do love her channel. I do love Wendy Mason's channel. When I see her do stuff, I get inspired by her, very much so. There's a whole heap of crafters out there that I really enjoy watching. Let me see. And I can't think of one name now, that's all gone out of my head. Amy Aljon, now she's a really good crafter. She inspires me too. You know, she really does. She's done some really good stuff. I do watch different ones do junk journaling. When I say that, I don't actually do what they do. I see what they're doing. I love techniques. I get techniques. That's something that inspires me, different techniques, and therefore I try to incorporate them into what I do, which is my own style. But I am inspired by a lot of different things. Probably most of all, things that I buy second-hand in the shops, you know. You look at it and you think, oh dear, I could do that with that, couldn't I? Yeah. Mind you, a lot of them things I haven't done. So Linda, thank you very much for that question. That was a good question, thank you. So Beth Scott. Now I think I might have to. This might have to be the last one. I think, because I have still got a real lot left, and as far as I know, and the time's getting away. But I'll just turn it off and do another one to finish them. This is from Beth Scott, and now Beth, I'd like to thank you very much for your Christmas card. You sent me a Christmas card, and I am so pleased about that. And it's hanging up over there on the wall. I should do a video on that, and I'm so sorry that I didn't. And but I really love it. Thank you so much for thinking about me. I really appreciate that. And my question is, how do you tea or coffee dye your papers? Well, I got a baking dish, a tin baking dish, Put warm water in there. Put about 6 tea bags in there, squish them down a bit. Turn on the oven. But I'm going to do this probably this afternoon, actually. Put the paper into the water. Sit it in there a bit. Take it out. Put it on a little tray and stick it in the oven. Now I have 4 trays going at once. I burned myself a couple of times. I can't really show you what I'm doing because I'm sitting down trying to do this without burning myself. And then I just put it into the oven until it dries, and it just works really fine. I haven't got any at the moment, and I really need to do some more. Haven't done any coffee ones yet. I'm thinking about spraying them with a spray of tea and seeing how that works, but I don't think it's as good as putting them in the oven, because that tends to give them a nice brown up, You don't go too far, though, that you set fire to it, okay? Because I haven't done that yet, but I've got to be careful. Anyway, so thank you very much, Beth, and I really appreciate your question, and you've been one of my subscribers, so thank you. Now I'm going to go now, people, and I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to do another one of these, okay? So I'll talk to you in a minute. Bye-bye. Where's the thing to turn this off?